Welcome back. This is Sport Zone on Joy Prime. My name is Fento Tahir Fento. We are on from now till 10:30 p.m., bringing you unrivaled perspective on all of the weekend sporting action. And I've got the right man to do it. The best brains in the business. Daniel Cranton and Sichofe Philip Atrim are here with me. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you had a good weekend.
A super fantastic weekend.
It was, wasn't it?
A sweet, great, excellent weekend.
It was. Big shouts to our new baby girl, Adara Fafa AC Atrim. Oh, Charlie, what a name.
Remember the
What a name.
Right.
Oh, Charlie, what a name. What a name. Anyway, so this weekend we attended a name. You know, like a couple of months ago, we came to tell you that Ticho had welcomed a wonderful baby girl. So yesterday, we went for the christening, the baby naming. Oh, Charlie, they unveiled the name. Oh, Charlie, Adara. Fafa AC Atrim. Oh, Charlie. What
Thanks,
a
boys.
name.
Thanks, boys.
What a name.
Brilliant.
What's her name?
Thank you.
That's her name. We go sport there.
He's for it.
Yeah, so congrats to Sicho and his wife, who gave us a very nice light soup.
Yeah.
Fish light soup. Oh, yesterday I enjoyed it.
I took the meat and the chicken.
Oh, you had meat and chicken.
Quick and jollof.
Oh, the upper chicken, oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny K.
Chicken is like...
Danny K go fit get chicken. Piece of chicken. Like, in America, they call it drumstick.
Yeah.
The chicken, the drumstick and Danny K in hand, no. The same size.
I'm not saying you go there. I know you.
Oh, Charlie, you just knew that's where I was going.
I just knew. He started talking to us this year.
Oh, Charlie. So thank you to Mrs. Atrim for the wonderful reception as well last night. Mercy Joy, all of his brothers. Wonderful people, Charlie. So big shouts to everyone. Big shouts to Frank as well. Frank J. Mensa.
Yay, Frank.
Who came through with some Piva products. Yeah.
Frank sponsored, Piva, gave us Piva product to sponsor, the reception.
That's amazing,
That's amazing.
The quirks of the job.
Yeah.
And the people loved the
The people were asking a lot about it. They were happy to have
There's something about that water.
The Piva water, no. Charlie.
And the handling of it. The thing
the bottle is
it's subconscious. So when you hold the bottle, it's different from what you are used to.
Yes.
Then when you drink it, you're like,
Exactly. It feels so good in the hands. It does. So big shouts to Frank. Thank you for sorting us out. Guys, today I've inverted the pyramid. We're going to start in England. It's a big weekend. So we'll start with action, and we'll start with the big one, because you guys like to complain a lot. We are starting at Stamford Bridge, where the top two locked heads. Okay, it was Arsenal visiting Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. And the action unfolded right before our very eyes. We watched that game at the naming ceremony. But in case you missed it, here are some of the key moments from the match. All right, so the 1-1 draw. It was a great game to watch, end-to-end stuff, a real battle. And I think both managers agreed that it was a wonderful game to watch. Chelsea going down a man and then fighting their way to get the lead. But Arsenal showed enormous resilience as well, equalized, had a couple of chances even late on to win the game. But look at this in this match in terms of Reece James and his performance. He was the man of the match, and quite the performance he had. And, we will talk about him a little later. Obviously, and highlight his significance. But Sicho, let me begin with you. What did you make? I asked that question to the fans, and I'll ask the same question to you. From an Arsenal point of view, first of all, would they deem this as a point gained because it's at Stamford Bridge, away from home, big rivals, or a point dropped because they came up against, they played against 10 men, had the opportunity, probably should have won? Well, if you're Arsenal, how would you look at this?
It's a little bit of both. Arsenal were coming into the game, obviously, as favourites, league leaders, playing very well. On the back of that, very good victory over Bayern Munich. They were in high spirit. Of course, Chelsea beat Barcelona, but Arsenal have been very good this season.
Yeah.
So the game starts, and Arsenal look like they are doing well in the game. Like the league, they've been solid. They are not conceding chances. There's no danger. Then the red card happens. Now, from that point, you are thinking that, okay, league leaders, go on and show us what you've got. So from the Arsenal fans' point of view, they are thinking, okay, playing against a 10-man Chelsea, irrespective of where the game is being held. You're expecting that the team that is dominating the league at the moment, that is looking to go in and win, will seize that opportunity and widen the gap between the two teams. But football can be different. Yeah. I think Chelsea's response after the red card was really good. And I said it here the last time that if there's a team capable of beating this Arsenal team or stopping them, it can be Chelsea. And we saw that stubbornness from that Chelsea side where they run a lot more, they cover a lot more grass. But I thought, again, Arsenal also, once they conceded the goal, they were looking for the equalizer. After the equalizer, they were not risking too much. They were waiting for the opportunities to come, but they were being patient about it. So Arsenal will be happy that in the end they didn't lose, they got a point. And then the point gap between themselves and Chelsea remains the same, even though City have gained some on them. Yeah. They'll be happy that they got a point. But on the other hand, you'll be thinking that could they have done more to make it all 3 points at the bridge? But I think nothing is lost because the lead at the top is still very healthy. And Arsenal again showed some character. Some years gone by, 10-man Chelsea, Arsenal go down, they can capitulate. But now, Arsenal also know when to settle for a score, when to settle for a result. And then I think the results in the end, with the way Chelsea played, credit to Chelsea, fair scoreline.
We'll get back to some of the key performers. But from an Arsenal point of view, DK, you often talk about their squad depth and how incredible the replacements always coming and do such a good job. But you have a feeling that perhaps yesterday was one of those days where maybe not having their first choice centre-backs might have affected them a little bit?
Yeah, it was difficult. Individually, Mosquera and Hinkampi are really good players, but they've not played together as a pair. And that's always going to be difficult, especially against an opponent like Chelsea. And at Stamford Bridge, we knew they were up for it. Big games, Chelsea will always show up. You expect that, well, you expected the attack to come at them. And this wasn't like the Barca game where they played with the false nine. There was a recognized number 9 who was going to occupy and give them something to think about. So at the beginning of the game, you saw the two of them a bit shaky. But I think they played themselves into the game, and they got much better as the game wore on. But again, it's credit to Arsenal, credit to the squad they've built. Because if you looked at the team that they presented yesterday, it was very thin. It was very thin. And obviously, we'll go more into the game, but certain things that happened in the game exposed the injuries that they had, or the magnitude of the injuries that they had in the squad. Right. And for me, yes, you can have two really good players in each position, but when they consistently get injured, it's always going to come back and haunt you. And I think it almost got the better of Arsenal yesterday, but for me, the coaching and the game management of Arteta.
Yeah, and I asked that question specifically in reference to the way the corner kick was defended. Yeah. Arsenal didn't have a man at the far post. And it's not even about positioning of personnel, but also about organization. So maybe those two that have played together for so long probably know how, because that was only the second time Arsenal had conceded from a corner kick all season.
Yeah, but look, we are talking about Chelsea. Arsenal are the best with set pieces, but Chelsea are just behind them.
They're the second best.
Yeah, so
fine margins.
Yeah, fine margins there. And of course, if you want Saliba and Gabriel to be there. But I'm not going to say if those two were there, certainly Chelsea are not going to score, because Chelsea are also great at that. Yeah. It's just that the frequency at which Arsenal does it is overwhelming, so everybody pays attention to Arteta's team. But Chelsea have got a weapon in themselves when they are attacking set pieces.
DK, you wanted to talk about the details in the match. Yeah. What stood out for you? Where did, from an Arsenal point of view or Chelsea point of view, how was the game won? How was it lost? Not necessarily by the result, but performance-wise.
Look, it was a very interesting game. I thought Arsenal went into the game as favourites. But 5 minutes into the game, Zubimendi picks a yellow card.
Yellow card.
By halfway through the first
5 minutes
half,
later,
Cuckoo also gets a yellow card. But by halfway through the first half, Arsenal's DM and 2 of their centre-backs had a yellow card. Then, end of the first half, left-back also had a yellow card. So there were 4 out of the 5 defenders in the Arsenal team. That's the back 4 plus the one who is offering the protection, were on yellow cards. And that is always going to affect the way you approach a game. So what did Arteta do at halftime? He took off Calafiori, who had a yellow card, and brought in Miles Kelly. Then what does Miles Kelly do? 10 minutes into the second half, also gets a yellow card. Then you ask yourself from an Arsenal point of view, so why didn't Arteta change? Then you look on the bench. There were only 2 defenders on the bench in the game. He brought on Miles Kelly, and the only other option was Ben White. Ben White's replacement is Timber, the only defender who didn't have a yellow card, so you can't make that swap. So you had to hope that Miles Kelly at left back, Hincapie, and then Mosquera will not make another mistake. Zubimendi, who usually sets the tempo of the game. And that's when you need, that's why it's so important to look at this from the cards they received and how it affected Arsenal's approach. Because obviously on paper, if a team goes down or if a team has a man's advantage, you expect them to release the shackles, go at them. But the reason why Arsenal couldn't do that was the tactical change Maresca made, bringing on Garnacho, Pedro Neto. Chelsea defended really well, very solid, and they were going very direct on. If you noticed, they were not interested in passing their way out of trouble. Route one and running at the players who had the yellow cards. So if you commit players forward and they are found lacking, you would have to foul. And that foul is a second yellow card, which balances the numbers. So then, now Arteta had to retreat a bit and try and take the steam out of the game. The person who was doing that, if you lose the game and in transition, Zubimendi will have to make a tackle. So eventually, he had to sub off Zubimendi and bring Rice into that position. So it was basically chess that Arteta was playing, which was very smart because, again, it's experience that will teach you that sometimes it's just good to accept. It was first versus second. If they draw the game, the points gap is still the same. If he risked it, and if Arteta knew
were capable of winning,
Arteta knew that if any of his players got a second yellow card and it became 10-0, Chelsea would go on to win because they had momentum, mentality-wise. They were just pumped up for the game. So he had to be smart about it. And if you look at the second half, I was telling a Chelsea fan, calm down. Watch that second half again. Chelsea didn't create anything.
No, they didn't.
It was that corner kick. After the corner kick, it was noisy possession on the counter. It looks dangerous. But the best opportunities came from Arsenal. And that was smart. When Gyökeres came on, they changed their style. He sent both Merino and Gyökeres almost like a front two. Merino had that really good chance that Sanchez ended up saving on the near post. Brilliant left-handed save. And then the last-minute chance that Timber just took off Gyökeres. Bro, like, Sanchez had already committed himself. It was a clean goal. So when I look at this game, I credit Arteta for being smart. It's not your normal...
He did the right
thing. He did the right things. It's not your normal 10 versus 11 game where you just have to go on.
Because Chelsea had the capabilities.
Chelsea had the capabilities of exposing it, and Chelsea wanted to get that Arsenal man sent off. And he had to be very smart about it. They were on the edge. And I think he played a really smart game and got a point. And at the end of the day, I think it's still advantage Arsenal.
Let's talk about Enzo Maresca and his game tactics. Because yesterday, look, I think we've all known that Reece James is a wonderful footballer. But even Arteta has said that Reece James, his minutes need to be managed. And you look at the performance that he gave against Barcelona, only in midweek. Coming into this game, the red card comes in, and you're thinking, which of them is going to be, which of those midfielders, is he going to bring Andre Santos in? Like, what is he going to do? He doesn't do any of that. He withdraws Enzo Fernandez into that deeper position. And Reece James is basically a number 8. Look at his touch map. He was literally everywhere. You know, just how good was the tactics from Enzo Maresca to ensure that he was competitive against a very strong Arsenal team with 10 men. Yeah,
credit to the tactics in the way it should be. Danny says they dropped off a little bit to defend. What they were looking for now was to use their speed test to get in behind Arsenal. They were almost baiting Arsenal and inviting Arsenal onto them, trying to get in behind them. But credit to the boys because they were disciplined. They were disciplined, they were patient, they were not rushing things. They were just keeping it compact and tight, asking Arsenal to break them down. And once they had the ball, they were looking for the outlets who had got pace to burn. But Reece James, when he's fit, look, Reece James in the last couple of years has the best attributes for who a proper right back should be. But now he can do a job in the middle of the park because he doesn't only know how to defend and run down the line, but his ability on the ball and his spatial awareness around him is good, so it makes it easy for him to sit in the middle of the park. The only thing that was lacking about him was his fitness. In the last year, though, he's been at his fittest. And so when he is fit, in my opinion, he's the best right back in the game. And if he can continue with his fitness as it is now, people always have that doubt in their minds. And that's the first thing that came to the minds of people. If he played that well in midweek, and now there's a man down, does he have the physical ability to be able to cope throughout the game? I think he answered that with high marks. And I think that if he stays fit, I don't see many right backs in the world that are better than him.
I don't think there's any. Quick word on Sanchez.
Look,
he's improved, right?
Yeah, he is improving. Look, and it's about the big moments. That's what football fans remember. That Club World Cup, big moments. The Barcelona game, big moments. This Arsenal game. The save at the end of the first half for Martinelli, the save at the end of the second half on Merino. 2 very big saves. And for me, look, when you defend that well, by all means, you let a couple of chances away. Yes. And when those chances come through, you want your goalkeeper to stand tall. And I think he's done a really good job. All of a sudden, Chelsea fans are bold enough to call him their goalkeeper. And for me, it's credit to him. He didn't allow the noise to get into his head. He stayed put. He continued to work hard. Because when he was at Brighton, we all knew he was a good goalkeeper. There were a couple mistakes, which comes when you make that step up. Playing for Brighton is very different from playing for Chelsea. We saw Cucurella go through the same thing, and now Sanchez. And I think he's played himself back into number one. And I don't think there are any questions about his ability.
And the decent thing about him as well is his distribution. I think it's not given enough credit. I think he distributes the ball well. And it also helped in the game against Arsenal, because when they wanted to find players above or over Arsenal, his ability came in handy. Obviously, when he asks goalkeepers to play a lot at the back, Neuer makes those mistakes with passing from the back.
Of course.
I don't know one goalkeeper who is great at passing the ball from the back who doesn't make mistakes. And he's got that in his locker. He makes a couple of those mistakes, but his goal-saving ability, shot-stopping is decent. It's good, as you say. His high claims now is also improved. I think he had to be he had to be bolder, he had to be stronger, and I think he's getting there. So yeah, Chelsea thought maybe they didn't need another goalkeeper. Yes, maybe they do, but at the moment we have to give him the credit that he's due him.
Yeah, and Saka is finally out of Kuku's pocket.
finally.
You know, Saka had a really good game yesterday against Cucurella, I have to be honest. Anyway, so that's the lowdown on the Chelsea-Arsenal match. We know that Arsenal still remain top of the table, 5 points ahead of Manchester City and 6 points ahead of Chelsea. I believe the table will pop out on the left of your screen, so you can always check that out. Let's go to Selhurst Park. That's where Man United had to dig deep, come from behind to beat Crystal Palace by 2-1. Mason Mount, a wonderful free kick. That victory means Man United are now only 9 points from the top of the table. It's in the title race, aren't they? We'll talk about the United game shortly. But I wanted to show you this one, okay? Another London derby. Spurs, Fulham. Mohamed Kudus with his second goal of the season, but it wasn't enough as they fell to defeat. Take a look. Superb goal from Mohamed Kudus, but not enough. Spurs yet again falling to defeat. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with them. Quick word on Spurs, and I mean, great goal for Mohamed Kudus, but still no joy.
Same. Nothing has changed.
The players look spiritless.
Yeah, when you look at the quality of players they've got, they should be playing a lot better than they are doing. And we are made to believe that Thomas Frank is setting up the team to be first off defensively solid. Then he can build on that. Because last season they were conceding goals for fun. I mean, it doesn't look like Spurs are defensively solid, even though they set back a lot. So I think Thomas Frank is under pressure now. The fans are on his back, and something really has to change now. But of course, that's a good goal by Kudus. Control the ball off his chest really well, set into a very good path. And then once he unleashed the effort, maybe the goalkeeper should be doing better, but Ghanaians don't care. We'll take it.
Yeah, indeed. Now, let's go by United. You said before the game that if Cunha started, you thought that United had a chance to win. But if Zegzi started, they were going to lose. Zegzi started, they didn't lose. Yeah, he actually scored. Great spirit from United to come back from a goal down to win that particular game. But there's a tinge of a feeling that perhaps Palace were suffering under the heavy legs of Thursday night football, no?
Nobody sent them to go and play on Thursday.
But were they?
But were they? We're doing impartial analysis here.
At the start of the season, did they know they would go and play?
Of course.
They didn't make the right choices. They didn't invest in the squad. They didn't add more bodies.
This week, there's midweek. So that is somebody's excuse already cooking this week that because we played Saturday, we can't play. They are professional footballers. What are you telling me? They are professional footballers. And they played at home. It's a short trip. Very short. Short trip. United are basically using the same team. United played on Monday. Played Monday, Tuesday off, Wednesday training, Thursday training, Friday training, Saturday off, Sunday. Palace played last weekend. They had Monday off. Tuesday training, Wednesday training, they flew. Same this thing. The only difference is 90 minutes of action.
First win for United in 4.
But 1 defeat in the last 7. Say it like
yes,
that.
but first win in 4.
Yeah, very important. Look, goals change games, and goals change human beings.
Right, I'm listening. Why are you going with this?
Zexi. If he hadn't scored that goal, it would have gone down as one of the worst performances in Premier League.
Yeah, I saw United fans saying they should held him at half-time.
Look, friends, United had a red card until Zexi scored the goal.
They were playing with 10 men with Zexi.
Anytime he picked up the ball, look, the guy was worse than Dogu. Like,
he was having a bad.
It was a terrible performance. And all of a sudden, he scores the goal. And now when they bring the ball to him, he's pinning it nicely, he's holding up defenders, he's laying, he's giving flicks. Sexy. But it's really important. And that's the interesting thing about goals. It brings confidence. And again, I like United's approach in the second half because once that Zexi goal went in, it's like they smelled blood. They could tell the game was there for the taking. And then they quickly got that second goal. I wasn't too happy with the defending in the last 10 minutes. I thought United could have been smarter. Bruno Fernandes especially has enough experience to know that when there's pressure like this, some of these excesses are not necessary. It's about keeping possession of the ball. Yeah. But again, a good win for Man United because this is a game on paper that most expected United to lose. But I think the absence of Ismail Assar also did United a very big favor. Indeed. But United will also say that Sesko didn't play, Cunha didn't play. That could also have made a difference. So I think it goes both ways. And at the end of the day, 3 points in a game that didn't look like was winnable. And you build on from them.
What is the problem with United? And I'll explain my question. They went on a 3-game winning run and everybody thought, this is fantastic. They can build on that. Then they go the next 3 matches, no victory. And now they've won 1. What are the chances that, why can't they build some consistency?
When you're asking for consistency, you're looking at Arsenal, you're looking at maybe Man City now, Chelsea, who have built a squad with managers who have been there around for a while, and they have a working group. This summer was the first one for Ruben Amorim. He brought in a couple of bodies that you thought these were his players. When you look at that Man United team, it still looks like a team that needs a lot of work. Mm-hmm. So I'm afraid this is how their season is going to be for them. They're going to win some games like this. They'll have some runs, but we'll also see the inconsistencies here and there. Because as it is now, the style Man United plays suits specific game types. So Man United are always going to have some joy when they come up in games that they feel like they are underdogs. The opponent is going to have a lot of the ball, they'll have less of the ball. And they'll win games like the one against Crystal Palace, where I thought Palace played tired. Palace don't have a big squad, and every player in the starting 11 is so crucial that missing one of those players come in handy for them. So yeah, Man United, their season, I'm afraid, is going to be something like that. They're not going to have Arsenal's consistency or maybe Chelsea's run of form or City if they pick their form. It's going to be in and around this. But the point is, if they can, even in bad performances, sneak in a couple of massive 3 points or 1 point here and there, and they keep within touching distance of the top 4, that is where I think they would want to be at the end of the season. Okay.
All right. So that's the lowdown on Man United. Let's talk about, or let's show you Manchester City. They were the winners of a 5-goal thriller against Leeds United. And then we'll show you Liverpool returning to winning ways. Enjoy the highlights. All right. Liverpool finally ending the rotten run. Quick question. Are Liverpool back?
At least for this week.
Why? They won.
At least for the weekend.
Do you remember the last time they won a league match?
They're back to winning ways at least for this weekend.
They're back.
Is that how we ask questions?
Yes. Are Liverpool back?
When they beat Villa, they beat Madrid. You say they were
back. But at that time, they thought they were back. That's why Van Dijk was...
It's not about thinking you are back. It's about when you are
actually back.
So listen, guys. This is the ultimate question everybody's asking. Should they drop Salah? Because that was the only decision, the only major decision in this poor run was that Salah didn't play this game. And they won the match without Salah starting. So, what are we doing? Are we dropping Salah? Is this the winning template going forward? That's the question. You said you don't like the first question. Now that's the second question.
Salah played and scored against Villa. Salah played and he started against Madrid. They won. They've won this game where how is Salah now the problem?
Team
no nyade.
But Salah ka team no.
So you can't pick one
and they
match
dropped him.
You can't pick one match where Salah didn't start and say, this is it.
But they
could have referenced
for it.
We could have referenced the Villa game. We could have referenced the Madrid game. We didn't. So let's go and ask the question. Who didn't play that Villa game? Maybe that player is also the problem.
It's responsible.
Who didn't play the Madrid game? Maybe that player is also the problem. It doesn't work like that. I just think they on the day they were.
You really think that this is much ado about nothing?
I don't think it's a Salah issue. It's not a Salah issue.
An impact in the way the team played?
Obviously, tactically, there were some tweaks.
Good.
But it doesn't mean that Salah is a problem. Salah can play.
No, Salah may not be the problem, but Salah can be a problem.
Oh, then all of them are problems.
And so they're fixing one problem at a time. So dropping Salah, was fixing one problem. The other problems can be fixed. Sisho, what's your take on this?
No, I think, look, this team right here can beat West Ham. West Ham is one of the slowest teams in the Premier League. They don't have a lot of pace in the team. They don't have a lot of runners. They are, around the pitch, they are too slow. They don't cover the grounds as many Premier Leagues would do. If you look at the numbers, that will tell you that. That Liverpool team we just saw put up there is very slow. It's really, really slow. They don't have enough pace about them, not enough, enough sharpness about them on the attack and everything. So I'm not sure how many teams this Liverpool team beats. Mm-hmm. Obviously good enough to beat West Ham. Doesn't mean it's going to thrive. So if the question is if Salah's absence is the answer to Liverpool's recent problems, I don't necessarily think so, even though this team could do a job. I also like the look of Joe Gomez. I think I'd been calling for him to be included at the moments where Liverpool are not defending well. Bring in another just proper defender. Forget about what he offers you in attack. Just let him help in defending. Then you can figure out what you do in attack. So yeah, it's a good result they've had from this West Ham game. But I doubt if this same team goes into other tough Premier League games and then reap the results they got from this one.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, Sisho. You're watching Sports Zone, of course, on Joy Prime. We're streaming also on X Spaces and on YouTube on the Joy Prime handle. So if you missed the show, you can always catch up over there. The show is proudly brought to you by Game Energy Drink and, of course, Guinness. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Karim will join us for Ghanaian players abroad. Plus, all of your messages on the WhatsApp number, I've got them here. I'll be sharing some of them. So do send those messages through. You know the WhatsApp number already, 0551 575757. I will read some messages. And then we will take you to Spain and discuss Real Madrid's troubles and whether Barcelona have found their winning formula. There's a video of Rafinha consoling Hansi Flick. I don't know what was going on with Hansi Flick in that video, but we've got answers for you here, plus F1, of course, a little later on the show, and Ghana Premier League. So there's still plenty to talk about here on the show. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. My name is Fentuo Tahir Fentuo. Thanks for staying with us. Karim is here with Ghanaian players abroad. Karim, how are you?
Very good, Fentuo. Very good.
Dress,
yeah.
Oh, you look very nice. This one, I don't have anything to say. You look very nice.
Thank you.
Yes, I like your tie. Big enough. That's a professional tie.
Thank you.
Yes.
Shall I tell you a story again?
Huh?
Shall I tell you a story again?
Tell us a story.
What story?
Last week I started some story.
The story was finished.
No, it wasn't finished.
It was finished.
Yeah.
Who, me? It's okay, move on.
You see, last week, he did a Didija. That food is not from him, but he ate it alone.
I see.
And today, he bribed me. He bribed me with, what is the name of the chinkra? Yomi yogurt. You bribed me with yomi yogurt.
You are so cheap.
Yes. No, but I don't
yes.
You see?
Impeccable timing. I think you are.
See,
that's not what you had.
No. I'm not responding to that. It was my speech. Then it coincided with what he's saying.
No, I said you are so cheap, but you say yes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The fact that you accepted that you took bribe,
I did.
It's a start.
It's not bribe.
You said it. You are not the one saying it.
You just said he bribed
you. You just said he bribed you with yogurt.
Okay. Let me. Did he attempt to bribe you, or he He succeeded in bribing you.
Did you take the yogurt?
He brought me something.
He said thank you. God bless you.
He said thank you.
No, I'm just saying that.
You should not have told the story.
No, I have to.
So now you are the villain in the story.
No, I'm not.
Did he succeed in bribing you or?
The guy
He brought me a gift.
He
was supposed.
God bless you, Bamenje.
Oh, no. He spoke him like 3 times.
See,
He talk, I take him and he take the team. Look.
so,
He said, God bless
are you listening?
Karim, he brought you a gift.
Yes.
What was it?
Yogurt.
You
It was something, though. You see, when you appreciate small things, then big things will come. Oh,
Yes.
yes. So,
okay.
So big bribes will come.
See, Karim is at that stage. Karim is at that, you see, Sichu, Karim is at that stage in life. That stage in life, we've all been through it. We, the poverty children, where if there is even a bottle of yogurt in your fridge, you can't sleep. Or there's some nice biscuit in your fridge.
You have to safeguard it. You have to safeguard it.
The thing is, it is worrying you. You have to wake up before open everything.
Even Danny K, today he was not supposed to go home, but he will go. There's something in his house that he's going to play with. Ask him. It's true, that's why it's
Sorry, Ghanaian players abroad.
Yeah.
What do you have for us? Quick one.
This guy did
See, first of all, at least the guy,
Yes.
he has kept 4 clean sheets this season.
Nice one.
In 12 games.
Okay.
Lovely.
And when he has to do that, he has to make a lot of saves to keep one. Against Barcelona, over the weekend, Senegal played away to Barcelona. And in that game, he kept his 4th clean sheet of the season. And he had to make 7 saves to keep a clean sheet, including a penalty save.
Okay.
And the other game, actually, that is like 2 days ago before this one, he kept another clean sheet. And in that game again, he had to make another 7 saves. It's like that is how difficult it is to keep a clean sheet in the Swiss league. And
only last week or this week, I think last weekend, the FA released a video of 3 years ago, Ghana played against South Korea.
Yeah.
And I was in the stadium for that game. And I even tweeted that challenge, Ziggy the catch.
He made a lot of saves.
Very good saves.
It's actually true. When you are looking at the 4 clean sheets he has kept, he has faced 3 penalties this season and has saved 2 out of 3. Wow. So his all-round game is good. I'm just going to look at some statistics of just him, how he ranks in terms of goalkeeping in the Swiss league this season. So this is clean sheets. The highest the player with the most clean sheets has 6, and Atizigi has 4. And if you're looking at save percentages, he's ranking number 4 with 75%, and the goalkeeper with the most has 78%.
That's close.
Then if you're looking at goals prevented, he's the 3rd. He has prevented 6 goals this season in the Swiss league after 12 games for them. Then saves per game, he's averaging 4 saves per game in 12 games.
A lot of shots.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That
been
it's difficult.
Like story for some years. So the Senegalian defenders, what did they do?
It's a league.
It's
a league. I don't know whether the defenders are no good or they are just good attackers in the league. So, generally, that is how it looks like. He's facing a lot of shots. Okay. Then, Patrick Pfeiffer, he played for Darmstadt and they drew goalless against Elfsberg and he did well. Atizigi, Jiku, he played for Spartak Moscow and they lost 1-0 to Baltika, that is in the Russian league, and he was so good for them. In 75 passes he attempted, he completed 69 of them and also won the most goals. Then Salisu, his performances against PSG was so good. How Monaco scored the goal, you look at he initiated the attack from a long way back with a long...
He's beginning to play well. It was man of the match in the midweek game against Pafos.
Yeah.
And here against Paris Saint-Germain. These two...
Yeah. Since Pogba came, he's just
So
changing.
I'm just touching Manu Dia. He plays for San Diego and they lost to Vancouver. But in that game, out of the 101 passes he attempted, he completed 94 of them, and including a goal line clearance. They lost though, but he was a standout player for them. Then Forsen Amankwa, he made his return from injury and started his 2nd game of the season for Norwich, and they won 3-1 QPR, and he scored his 1st goal of the season.
This kid can be fit. He will help us in midfield.
Yeah, very important. His
really
ball progression is very good, and when he is fit, we know what he can do. So Mohamed Kudus, as you mentioned, he also ended a 7-game drought, game drought, so he scored his first goal in 7 games. Then Prince Edu Kwabena scored his 5th league goal. Then Fatau Isaaku provided his 5th assist of the season for Leicester. Ido Mensah played for AJOX. Then, but one thing before I go, you know the show is for the fans. Danny K, when we send Danny K to Tumu, Joseph from Bandi, he killed Guinea fowl for him. But Joseph is taking a big step.
Wait, no. Is he sending a goat to Daniel?
Oh, more than goats.
Oh,
Danny K.
Okay.
Read out the details, Danny K. What? Read out the details.
Danny K has another trip back to Tumu.
Yes.
This guy died.
Christ Covenant Grace Prayer Ministry.
Yes.
Tumu. Danny K, you are going back to Tumu.
2025.
Yes.
Joseph and Esther. Oh my God.
This time, the way he goes, it's not Guinea fowl again, no cow.
That is next Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations, man.
You have to start driving from this Saturday.
He's always texting on to the show, you know.
Yeah.
He's always texting. And by this time, he's
Part of the family, yeah. Congratulations.
Joseph from Bandi.
Esther, yeah.
Hey, Joseph and Esther.
Okay,
So what are you waiting for?
Congrats to
That's
Joseph.
easy.
Hey, calm down.
You've already done in that.
It's not finished. You are coming to start to carry.
Where's the camera? Atu, what are you waiting for? We went to Joseph and we told him to do the do. And he has done it.
Yes.
This year, no.
Yes.
He said, oh, by the end of the year.
Yes.
This year, no, he has done
Yes.
it. Atu, what are you waiting for? Atu, what are you waiting for?
Oh God. You know what would make for wonderful reality television? We just carry cameras and follow Daniel Cranton in his car, driving to Tumu.
It was the same way he was bouncing where he went.
It will be epic television.
Oh, we're going in the V8 in my head.
They're doing the road now. Karim, thank you very much. Lovely stuff. Again, big congratulations to Joseph Obande, a regular viewer of this show. Daniel Cranton made a friend in Tumu when we went there back in April. And he and Esther taking a big step. Big congrats. These are the things we love. Karim, thank you for bringing that. These are the things we love to do for our viewers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so we appreciate you guys a lot. On that note, a big shout to Mark as well, right? Mark is the administrator at Accra Girls.
Accra Girls, yeah.
Secondary school. Yes. Accra Girls. Mark, they said this year the marks, 1 in 4.
1 in 4. The social studies too, 1 in 4.
Charlie, it's not our place because we are on Komo.
Yeah.
So let's keep quiet.
But it's okay.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
Stick to sports.
Mark, so wait. But greetings to you. All right, let me read some of the messages and then we will take you to Spain and talk about Real Madrid struggles because that deserves some conversation. But a lot of you have been sending in messages as I've encouraged you to do. So I'm going to share some of them with our viewers. This one says, good evening. It's so amazing for my dear Hoho United club to return to winning ways. Greetings to Sicho. I'll be glad to meet him at his hometown, Peze, one day. Coming in from taxi driver Future inside Hoho. His name is Future. He's a taxi driver.
That's my hometown. That's where I come from.
Yeah. He wants to meet you in your hometown one day.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be amazing.
Lovely.
Strongman Fuzi from Wa says, we pray very well that Arsenal wins the Champions League and the Premier League. Extend my greetings to all your panel. I also want to greet the Wa Sorry Nante coach and all the players. The club is called Sorry Nante.
Sorry, Nante.
Yes.
Wa Sorry Nante.
Yes. Wa Sorry Nante.
So,
Wa Sorry Nante.
Are they from Wa?
Is there a club in Wa?
There's a club
in Wa.
Yes, and he's giving shouts to the coach of that club.
Oh, interesting.
Or you see the way you wrote that thing, or is it Wa Sorry Nonce? There's no S at the end, but it's possible.
It's not from Wa. Wa Sorry. You now grew up then walk. Wa Sorry Nante.
Yes, but also sorry is Wale as well. So that's also
what about
the pronunciation is sorry, not sorry. So you see, so remember the upper the Joy News Upper East Regional Correspondent is called Albert. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. So sorry is also in the northern languages. So I'm a bit confused.
Right.
Was
Sorry, nonce. Because there's no S, but it's Mate. So it can be Nancy or
Nonce.
maybe trying to write nonce. And you know our
Was
clubs have a
nonce.
tendency of naming.
after the foreign class.
So why sorry nonce?
It could be nonce. It could be.
So-
Or like, it could be what you said. Wow, sorry, Nancy.
Why sorry nonce?
Anyway,
Yeah. Big Fuzi, thank you. Strongman Fuzi. And he says also to the CEO of the Sorry Nonce, Mabruk Chuni. Mabruk, thank you. Aziz Inofinsu says, in fact, Enzo Maresca is proving to be the coach for big matches. After going down to one man, he still saw no difference. But the approach of Arteta for the big games is very poor, especially during away matches in the Premier League. All right, this one says, friends, this is Honorable Amin Jimbilia from Van Boy. Okay, Jimbilia, my brother from Van Boy. He says a message. He says, Chelsea has proven in the 2 games against Barcelona and Arsenal that they can challenge for everything this season. The management should just help the supporters by acquiring a top-class striker in this January transfer window. Okay, thank you very much, for that particular message. Big shouts to everybody watching us in Van Boy as well. This one says, hi, FN. This is Baluye from Sakai. The midweek games impacted the London derby. We didn't see the best of the 2 games. The difference, however, is that the Blues played against just Barcelona, whilst Arsenal played against the nemesis of both Barcelona and Chelsea. So I expected more from Chelsea. All right, Baluye from Sakai. Naturally, Power from Awo, she says, you see, United is facing a similar debacle as Spurs, but in a different guise. They seem to easily find the old result in the difficult games and flop the seemingly easier ones. Is it tactical, emotional, or psychological? I don't get it, Pa. We've answered part of your question. My good friend Fifi Aite says, Liverpool has had a torrid time, but we are not worried. We are just 1 point from 3rd and 4th. Finishing top 4 wouldn't be bad, as we can challenge for the title next season. Thank you, Fifi, for that. This one says, hello, guys. I'm Stanley, enjoying the show from Tema. Tell Daniel, I like his sweater. I would like to buy a similar one. I thought you were going to say, I would like to buy him another one. Daniel bought it from London. So, the thing, so next time you go to London, Danike will show you where the shop is. Danike, which shop did you buy it from in London? So that
now you put me on the spot. You talk is me. Me I dey ask him if you truth I buy from you to the talk am. I tell her something.
Stanley.
This guy.
Oh God. Stanley, that again, when you're serious. This game could have been off for Chelsea in the second half if it was 11v1. Watch how we showed Barcelona in the second half. But credit to Maresca and Chelsea for a very top defensive performance. In fact, listen to Danike's excellent submissions on the match. This is from Aziz inside Amori. Ola Boy from Niger State, Nigeria, says, good evening to you guys. The match between Arsenal and Chelsea, I think Chelsea are more physical, or were more physical than Arsenal. It was a balanced game, in my opinion. My team Arsenal will bounce back to winning ways on Wednesday. I salute you all in the studio. More grace to your knowledge, sir. Thank you very much for tuning in all the way from Nigeria. Ramsey in Tamale says, good evening to you guys. Great show as always. Friend, Kaisedo the Koreano. Why them take energy drink before the matches and see the way they were pumped up, heckling and kicking the Arsenal players throughout the game. As for sexy there. Obini Nyame Ramsey in Tamale. Ramsey, thank you for that. But yeah, the intensity with which some of them started the match, it was crazy.
So he goes
the fouls, the yellow cards were flying left, right, and center. Good day, no. Pato Laundry Service, Pato in Kumasi says, congratulations to Hearts of Oak, Man United and Barcelona for winning their matches. But thanks to the referee for being bold to award a penalty against Kotoko at the Babaya Sports Stadium. Hey, Pato. You will send a message without saying something about Kotoko. Okay. The was sorry Nante is a key word. So Karim confirmed it with someone here. So they made a call. So it's sorry Nante. Sorry, Nanti. So we were right. Why sorry, Nanti? Okay, good. Colby from Achimota said, good evening, friend and team. It's so sad that we can't watch Reese for consistent games because of his injury. As said by Maresca, he won't play against Leeds, but Danike is top-notch with the analysis. This one says, please tell Danike that Karim has a girl called Josephine. Hey, people are sending all kinds of messages. Karim has a girlfriend called Josephine. She's also from Tumu, and she's always posting Karim. She completed Tamale College of Education. Hey, who sent the message? The guy that took Karim.
No, because today to find out some other one. Oh no, but he's entitled to 4, so he's entitled to 4, so feel free.
Even the judge in Kumasi. The Lumba matter.
You open some.
Oh, yes.
You open some.
You have opened the door for the boys. Yes.
Oh,
you can have 2.
No, I can't have 2. I want 1.
The judge said.
But I want 1. 1 is enough. But Karim is entitled to 4.
And the message goes on to say that Karim's date will soon be out.
Hey, Adi come.
We beg. I just want to ask. We beg.
I just want to ask him.
We beg. We'll ask him next Monday.
No, but
this message is on my. It's on my tab.
Ask him quick and come.
It's on my iPad. It's not going anywhere.
No, I just want to see his face. Is it true?
By now he has left. We'll confront him with it.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. Guys, let's go to Spain. Real Madrid against Girona. That match ended 1-1. Kylian Mbappe yet again scoring for them. But what's going on with Real Madrid? Sicho, it's 5 games now, no win. 1 win in 5, actually.
I don't think all the players are on the same page with what Alonso wants to do. One of the things that Carlo Ancelotti was massively credited for was his man management skill. All of a sudden, what we hear is that there are a couple of players in that camp that are not happy with the manager because of the way he handles issues. And it's also trickled down to the way the team plays. Again, when you watch Real Madrid play, they're a little disjointed. And this season, when they've won games, most of them have come from individual brilliance. Not necessarily been like the team is well coached. It's a well-rounded system. And I have a feeling that is what Alonso wants to bring to the club. In order to do so, he has to upset a couple of stars in that team. And that is where they are now. Only 2 things can happen. It's either all these stars align with the way Alonso wants to play, or Alonso loses his job along the way if those stars are not responding. And in the end, it will come down to how the hierarchy of the club sees the situation. At the moment, they are not playing well.
They're not playing well at all. Not for Kylian Mbappe, though, is it? Because he is the top scorer in La Liga so far this season with 14 goals and 3 assists. DK, quickly, how is he doing so well in such a poor team? They're having a really poor run, but not Mbappe.
He's an elite player. That's what they do. Even when the team is not doing well, his numbers will still look good. His performances will still look good. He doesn't need the team to perform good for him to perform good. He was at PSG in seasons where they were flopping, but he still had his numbers up there. And that's credit to him. That's the player Real Madrid knew they were buying, somebody to bail them out of trouble. In fact, this season, there are games where they've not played well, they've won. In fact, they've gone on a run of matches, and he's the reason why they've gone on those run of matches, because he will just score. That's what he does. He doesn't need a clear-cut opportunity to score. He can score from a half chance. He can create his own opportunity to score. And that's why he's up there. That's why he's up there with the best in the world. Yeah. The likes of him, the Haalands, they decide matches. You give them a sniff and they'll get the ball in the back of the net. So credit to him. But again, Real Madrid need to help him. Because last season, he finished as top scorer in the La Liga. And Real Madrid had a poor season. I think he banged over 40 goals last season. Yeah. Real Madrid had a poor season through and through. But he still had numbers to match the best in the world. In fact, the guy who won the Ballon d'Or didn't outscore him. So the team needs to do well for him to win these individual awards, because I think that's where he's reached in his career, to get those awards just to back the numbers that he's been able to amass over the couple of seasons. So it's up to Madrid now. For him, he's doing his part.
Barca didn't have any such problem against Alaves. They're not back top of the Liga. As a result of Madrid's poor run, they've capitalized. Hansi Flick didn't seem very impressed with their performance, but Danny Olmo with a brace. Why do you think that was the case? Because he said, we saw that famous video of
Rafinha
talking to him, and he later addressed, he said Rafinha was telling him that they would be better in the next game. I'm thinking, you won 3-1, but what could be so bad about the game?
I didn't think they played well, but also, of course, they didn't have their first choice midfielders. Frankie de Jong didn't start, and of course, Pedri as well. So there's Mark Bernal, Casado, talented but not played together. They've also had their own injury worries. They are now warming themselves back to full fitness. So I think the team was split into two. The attack looked decent, the defense looked okay. Again, maybe because of Alaves, but they didn't have the control that they would normally have. And for FC Barcelona, whenever they play and they're not able to control and dictate the tempo of the game, it's almost as though the team is not functioning well. I think that is where he's coming from. Individual talents can always come to the fore, almost cause a couple of goals in this game. But generally, it wasn't a performance that the manager would have been happy with, because he knows his team has to do better if they will be competitive in the Champions League and, of course, also get the points on board to win the league.
DK, Barcelona, when I watched Barcelona this season, when they're supposed to have been building on what was a really great debut season for Hansi Flick, they look worse off compared to last season, and yet top of the league. I don't know what it says about the Liga or what it says about the team, but I don't think Barca are playing better than last season. But they're supposed to be better because Hansi Flick has now had this group together for a bit.
Yeah, but look, last season was very intense from Barcelona. In fact, Hansi Flick's football is very demanding, it's very intense. And this Barcelona team is very thin in terms of those who actually play. They are influential players. They don't have the bench of a top club, to be frank. It's usually these guys from La Masia and a couple other French players. So it was bound to happen. You expect them to struggle. You expect the tool to get to them. But I'll always say that it's better to win matches even when you are not playing well. Because then you can build towards starting to play well. And by the time you start playing well, you still have a good number of points racked up and can still compete. If Barca if they were getting the results that matched their performances, they probably wouldn't have overtaken Real Madrid. But they have gotten the results when it mattered. They don't need to win 5-0 for it to be impressive. They've got the results where they matter. They lost their Clásico, they were a couple of points off Real Madrid. They've gone on this nice run, and now they find themselves top. And we are still discussing the fact that they have not played well. If the season ends and they win the league, they still not played well, but they've won the league. Xavi's team were not playing the best of football, but they won the league. So, and the La Liga is what, top league in the world, arguably. Yeah. So you have to do what you have to do to get the result. And for me, with time, I think they will get better.
And last season, there were moments like this for Barca. This season has lingered on way too long, I think. But they peaked at some point in the season. At some point, it was still disjointed.
Around this time, dropping points.
Dropping a lot of points. Then all of a sudden, they peaked. Players were informed. They were scoring goals for fun and winning games and being competitive. So you wonder if just after the Christmas, going into the new year, they still got it in them too. When all the Gavi perhaps maybe is back, Pedri is fitter, Frankie de Jong, all these players are back. You wonder if around that time we'll see a lot more of consistent performances from them.
All right. A couple of other things before we go. Ghana Premier League, and we'll talk F1 towards the end. Hearts of Oak got a much-needed home victory against Vision at the Legon Sports Stadium. They were forced to change for their home venue to the University of Ghana Stadium, and the wins started coming. This is only their second home win of the season, so big congratulations to them. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, on the other hand, also getting a 2-2 draw against Medeama, and it was a really interesting game of football. We just rolled the highlights of the Kotoko game for you, but Medeama, you know, I would say it was look, I don't know why there's so much attention on the fact that Kotoko had considered a penalty at Babaya and how it was a ball call from the referee. Like, why is that such an out of the ordinary thing that we're so fixated on it? The fact that they awarded a penalty against Kotoko at Babaya, like, I mean, if it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
If it's a foul in the box, it's a pen. If it's
not, it's not.
If it's not, it's not.
Like, why is this such a big deal?
Nah, I think it's just I don't understand where it's coming from. I think it's skewed conversation for me. There's no credit to any referee for giving a penalty because it's at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. I think the referee is there to do his job, irrespective of the ground. Obviously, we know that there are some places where the fans make it more difficult for referees to make decisions because they can be very loud, they can put the pressure. But the stadium is not packed. Baba Yara Sports Stadium is not packed. Look at the seats there. How difficult is it for any referee to stand in an empty stadium and blow a whistle and point to the spot? There's no, I don't see it.
There's no threat.
I don't. It's just not. I don't see it. Like the stadium is empty. So look, you are watching. That's what you are watching. The stadium is empty. So how is there any credit to any referee for pointing to the spot for what clearly is a foul? Look at the stands. Nobody there to apply any pressure on the referee. So
this is so sad, man. This is a Kotoko home match.
Again, this is another different angle. Where are the fans? So why?
Kotoko versus Mediama. These are the two top.
Yeah. So,
two of the top teams in the country.
Look, friends, if the stadium was packed, right, and the atmosphere was so charged, and you made that statement, I'm like, I can't understand. But I'm looking at this. I saw the game. I saw the highlights, and I'm looking at the game, and I'm like, how is it difficult for any referee to award a penalty under these circumstances? So, yeah, if it's a foul, it's a foul.
DK, thoughts on this? I mean, Mediama took a 2-0 lead. Kotoko had to fight back, to be fair, so credit to them, yeah? Some spirit.
Yeah, the first goal was something else. It's a super goal. From the pass outside of the foot to the volley, first time, I think it was a really, really, really quality goal. Much credit. I've not seen the replays of the penalty, but from what I saw on first glance, I thought it was a bit soft. But then again, you also have to credit Kotoko for the comeback. It was a really spirited second-half performance. A really good goal at the end from Samba. But again, the draws are just a bit too many. Zito said it a couple of weeks ago. If you want to win the league, especially at home against your direct title rivals, these are the sort of games you must win. You must find a way to win. Because then it becomes a 6-pointer. You get a valuable advantage over a team also chasing the title. But they've not been able to do so. They had, 4 outstanding games. And if you had done the calculation, they could probably have gone 5 points clear of the league. But they are still not top.
Yeah, but I also think if he hasn't helped, because they were just desperate to get the outstanding games out of the way. So when you look at the spacing in how they fulfilled the outstanding games, I think it was one too many for the club. It was almost every 2-3 days, Kotoko had to play a game, and they had to travel to play games. So those outstanding games also have come in, at difficult times for Kotoko with the schedule.
Yeah. Anyway, so Kumasa Santi Kotoko not finding any sort of joy at the moment in terms of victories. Too many draws, and they suffered their first defeat in midweek, and all of that. So anyway, so that's what it is, and it's still Aduana Stars who are riding very pretty at the top of the table, but level on points, of course, with Mediama, 23 points apiece. Anyway, that's our show for tonight. Sicho, the F1 race is going down to the wire between 3 drivers, Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen. We don't have a lot of time, but who do you tip to win?
I think Lando Norris will win. The permutation favors him. If he finishes on pole, irrespective of what happens with the other 2 drivers, he wins. For Verstappen, he has to win and hope that Lando Norris finishes.
You mean if he finishes on the podium?
On the podium, yeah. If he finishes on the podium, I should say, if he finishes first, second, third, he wins irrespective of what happens. For Verstappen, he has to win and hope that Lando finishes outside the top 4. And then for Piastri, he has to win and hope that Lando is outside the top 6 and Verstappen is not winning the race as well. So I think everything favors the McLaren. If you like, favorite driver, Lando Norris.
Anyway, so we'll see whether the Englishman wins or not. But that's our show. Thank you, Sicho. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you to all of you for your wonderful messages. Show as usual, produced by Benaya and directed by Pamela. My name is Fentio Tahir Fentio. We're back again next Monday with another episode of Sports Zone. Until then, do take care of yourself and bye-bye.